Hello, it's Ms. Edwards, and welcome to the study guide for the Principles of Geometry exam, Semester 1. I'm going to go over the first half of the study guide in this video, and I'll go over the second half in a part 2. So let's look at the first section of the exam, which is just coordinate plane. So just to remind you to plot a point, x and y, on a coordinate plane. We look at the x-axis first. We're going to move along that, so left and right, starting at the origin. Either go right if it's positive, left if it's negative, and you're going to go up and down the y-axis second. So if it's positive, you're going to go up, and negative, you're going to go down. So let's look at number 1. So it says plot the point -5, 3. So -5 means we're going to look on the x-axis at -5, and then we're going to go up and down. It's +3, so we're going to go up the y, and right here we see our point, which is point G. So that is our answer, point G. Is it letting me write? There we go. All right, because again it's -5, so move along the x-axis first, then +3, move along the y-axis. So for number 2, it's +5, +1. So we're going to go 5 along the x-axis, +1 on the y, and it's at I right here. So our answer is I. All right, so now for 3 and 4, you're going to be doing the opposite. So it's going to give us a point, and you have to tell what the numbers, what the ordered pair is. So point U here, we're going to look on the x-axis first. Still, x still comes first. That's at -3 on the x-axis, and then it's at +2 on the y-axis. So our ordered pair is -3, 2, which is letter D. And then for number 4, we're looking at point A here. So we're at -4 on the x-axis, and then we're at -3 on the y-axis. So -4, -3 would be this answer here. Okay, if there are any questions, you can always pause the video and seek out. It's going to be Miss Lopez now, but she can go over. I would just kind of study this first part. If that doesn't make any sense, then come see her and she can help you. All right, so we're going to go on to transformations, which is going to be the next section of the exam. Just 2 questions for transformations, and they're going to be very similar to this. I'll just let you know the whole exam is very similar, very similar to this study guide sheet. So as long as you do this along with me and you ask questions and you bring this with you when you take the exam, you should be just fine. All right, so for number 5 and number 6, we're writing a rule to describe the transformation. If you look at the box here, a translation means you're just going to move it, you're sliding it. A reflection means you're flipping it over a line, and a rotation means you are turning it around a point. So for number 5, it looks like which one of these, right? It looks like this reflection here in the middle. And where are we reflecting it over? Where would our mirror be? I'm going to draw my line here, or sorry, not draw a line. I'm going to circle. Or you know what? You can circle or you can highlight. I'm going to highlight since I have that built in. But if you don't, you can circle it. And then just write that the mirror would go here. You'd put a mirror right here, right? So that would make it a reflection along the x-axis, right? If I put my mirror on the x-axis, this triangle, they are, flipping over each other. They would be overlapping each other too if I folded it along that line. Same thing. And now for number 6, looks like a reflection again, but this time it looks like the mirror or the fold in my paper would go along the y-axis here. So I'm going to write mirror, and because I would be placing my mirror here along the y-axis or folding my paper along the y-axis, right, for these to overlap, this would be called a reflection across the y-axis. All right, we're going to move on to number 7. So 7 through 12 here are all about classifying angles, and we're using this box right here to help us. So if it's less than an L, then it would be less than 90 degrees, which is an acute angle. If it's bigger than an L, right? That's between 90 and 180 degrees. That's obtuse. If it's exactly an L, it's a right angle, it's 90 degrees. And if it's a straight line or a straight angle, it's exactly 180. And all we're doing is looking at the pictures and also using the numbers here to help us. So for number 7, what does it look like? Is it bigger than an L, less than an L? Looks like it's bigger, so that would be obtuse. So obtuse. Number 8 looks exactly like an L, so that would be a right angle. It's just a backwards L. Number 9 is a straight line, so a straight angle. And number 10 is smaller than an L, so it's acute. Small, acute little angle. Now for 11 and 12, it's giving us numbers. So if we, there's no picture, but you can look back up here for the numbers. Since 57 is less than 90, right? Less than 90. So look up here. That's acute. So my answer is acute. And then now for number 12, I have 180 degrees. Which one is exactly 180 degrees? That would be a straight angle or a straight line. All right, so there are 25 questions. We're actually kind of halfway. So I'm actually gonna stop the video here. This is part 1, and you're gonna go ahead and continue with the rest of this in the video for part 2. All right, I will see you in part 2. Bye.